What if one of the world's most pacifist nations just crossed a line it had avoided for nearly 8 decades? Not with a single dramatic announcement, not with a declaration of war, but with budgets, policies, and weapons programs that quietly signal a historic shift. Japan, long defined by restraint after World War II, is now re-entering the global arms race in a way not seen since the 1940s. And this time, the consequences stretch far beyond Japan's shores. This isn't just about new weapons, it's about identity, strategy, and survival in a world that has become far more dangerous. Today, we're breaking down why Japan's latest defense moves are being called the biggest military shift since World War II, what pushed Tokyo to make this decision, and how it could reshape power in the Indo-Pacific. Before we dive in, take a second to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We focus on deep, clear analysis of global security and military trends that actually matter. Now let's begin. For decades after World War II, Japan followed a uniquely constrained defense path. Its constitution, written under US oversight, renounced war and limited the use of force strictly to self-defense. The Japanese self-defense forces were highly professional and technologically advanced, but politically restricted. No power projection, no offensive doctrine, no arms race. That posture became a defining feature of Japan's global image. But the world Japan built that system for no longer exists. Over the last 10 to 15 years, Japan's security environment has deteriorated rapidly. China's military expansion has been relentless, with new ships, missiles, and air assets entering service every year. North Korea continues to test missiles that fly over or near Japanese territory. Russia has increased military activity in the region. At the same time, global instability, from Europe to the Middle East, has raised doubts about how predictable future alliances will be. Japan has reached a strategic conclusion. Restraint alone is no longer enough. The clearest signal of this shift came with Japan's decision to dramatically increase defense spending. For decades, Japan informally capped military spending at around 1% of its GDP. That limit is now gone. Japan has committed to one of the largest defense budget increases in its modern history, aiming to place itself among the world's top military spenders. This isn't symbolic, it's structural. Budgets define priorities, and Japan's priorities have changed. One of the most significant changes is Japan's embrace of counter-strike capabilities. For years, Japan avoided weapons that could strike enemy bases, fearing they would be seen as offensive. That line has now been crossed. Japan is acquiring long-range missiles capable of hitting targets far beyond its borders if necessary. The logic is simple. If an adversary can strike Japan from afar, Japan must be able to hold those launch sites at risk. This is a monumental shift in doctrine. It doesn't mean Japan wants war, but it does mean Japan is preparing for worst-case scenarios rather than assuming deterrence will always hold. That doesn't mean there is no debate. Japan's military expansion remains controversial domestically. Concerns about escalation, constitutional limits, and regional reactions are real. But the direction of travel is clear. The debate is no longer about whether Japan should strengthen its military, but how far and how fast it should go. What makes this moment truly historic is not any single weapon or budget line. It's the cumulative effect. Doctrine, spending, industry, alliances, and technology are all shifting at once. Taken together, they represent the most profound change in Japan's military posture since World War II. And this shift doesn't just affect Japan. It influences how China plans, how the United States positions its forces, how smaller regional states think about their own defenses, and how future crises might unfold. A stronger, more assertive Japan adds complexity to the Indo-Pacific balance, but it also adds stability by raising the cost of aggression. In the long run, Japan's return to the arms race may actually reduce the likelihood of war. Deterrence works best when potential adversaries believe conflict will be costly, prolonged, and uncertain. Japan is sending exactly that message. So the question isn't whether Japan is becoming militarized again. It's whether this transformation arrives in time to prevent the very conflicts it is preparing for. What do you think? Has Japan made the right choice? Or does this shift risk fueling even greater tensions in the region? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this analysis valuable, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into global security, military technology, and the strategic moves shaping our world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.